do the right thing, he's going to make sure
you know
you messed it up. Yeah, and it's going to be an MR6 ban there early. We see this often against eLevate. You think Nagafen's probably the best in the game with that MR6. Sure. You see overclock go. So we haven't seen many teams that have been able to really throw OpTic Gaming off in the ban and protect phase. What would you do to kind of slow them down? I don't think
you could ban something like Flak Jacket. You could ban, or maybe protect like a tactical grenade. I know the guys over on eLevate, they like to ban out Tac Mask, but OpTic Gaming, they like to ban out the tacticals anyway. They always ban out Concussion. They always ban out Flashbang. You protect one of those two, that's certainly something that could throw them off.
And you see Stuns, High Caliber, Flashbang, Rapid Fire, Afterburner, Stock. That is one that we see eLevate go after time and time again. In the Specialist draft, what are you looking for? Anything different from either of these teams? I think we definitely see a Purifier from both sides. You see Crim drafted there first for OpTic Gaming.
Well, I mean, no abilities get banned out, so Kinetic Armor for sure will get picked up by Scumpy. Scumpy's just able to make so many kind of big plays happen with something like Kinetic Armor. As a Formal, of course, he's going to go for the Scythe. Purifier picked up by Crimsix, something that we saw in the first series of the night. We've seen how the Purifier can affect the game here on Stronghold, especially when we move over towards that bunker hardpoint. But Scump picks up Kinetic Armor. I think Remy just goes for Heatwave here.
Yeah, Heatwave makes a lot of sense from Remy. We'll see what he elects to do, but yep, gonna go Heatwave. So you see a Scythe and Purifier on both sides. Heatwave and Kinetic round out both teams. And, coming into this matchup, obviously, eLevate, in 6th place in the Pro Division. Is that what you expected? What you expected worse? You expected about the same? Let us know. That'll be our Twitter question for this match. You can share that one with us with the hashtag CWLPS4. For me, this is a hard one to answer.
Yeah,
because
I think I kind of expected them to be around this area.
I expected them to be around like the 5-6 area. I think so. There have been some weeks where I think they have like outperformed expectations. Some weeks where I think they've really kind of fallen short. They've kind of been what I've imagined a little bit. A team that's going to come in, try and do some interesting things in the ban and protect, throw teams off a little bit, play a little bit of a weirder, odder play style, and try and win some games against the top, and they've done that. Yeah.
I think there's some nights, as you were saying, eLevate, they look like a top 3 team. You're like, wow, this team, they look amazing. Their teamwork's on point. They're doing some crazy stuff with the ban and protects. They're hitting their shots with the sniper rifles, and there's some nights where they're just like, okay, this is like a 10th place team, top 10 at best.
And that's one thing. It's so hard to be consistent from game to game.
I mean, Call of Duty's, it's tough to be consistent in general.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that you look at, like the top players, and you're like, well, what really separates them? Obviously,
consistency.
Skill, smarts, teamwork. Obviously, they're very skilled in those elements of the game. But I think it's really consistency from game to game. It's going to be Stronghold, Hardpoint, going to be our first one. Got to get your predictions. How long you think this series goes? Who do you think wins?
I think we go to Game 4, and I think OpTic Gaming will close it out on CTF Fringe. But going back to kind of what you were talking about, consistency, that's a big reason why we kind of chose Scump as the midway kind of MVP. It's so consistent with that SMG. And of course, the night we talk about that, he had some rough games against CLG, but they're able to close it out. But for the most part, you rarely see this guy have a bad game.
You're a player, let's say in a hypothetical world, you're a player again, right? You're going up against OpTic Gaming in the Pro Division. Who is the one player that you can target and throw off in the ban and protect? We see some teams when they go up against TSM, right? They try and target Proofy. We see, like a team like FaZe when they play Envy, they'll get rid of Fast Hands, kind of, go at like Aches and some of those guys. Who's a player on OpTic that you think you can really throw off your game? Who's like the key element to this team?
I honestly think you try to affect somebody like Formal. If you're able to limit his effectiveness with the assault rifle, you can move around the map a little bit more and try and contest with Scump, Karma, and Crimsix. But we've seen teams try to ban out Scump. Doesn't work out too well at all. So I think you go after Formal, you kind of limit what he could do with the assault rifle. That might be a good thing to try against OpTic at least.
Yeah, I think potentially you just want to try and slow the game down. A lot of teams, they'll let OpTic ban those stuns and flashes. I think you got to leave them in. I think you got to force them. Maybe protect a stun and then get rid of perk 3 greed, really kind of slow the game down, then get rid of afterburner. But game going to be underway. We'll kick things off with Scumpy, as he has been just so good with the SMG. And it's not the big numbers anymore with him, right? It's not like the Advanced Warfare where you're going to see like the 40s, the 50s. Even now, you don't really see like 30, 35s anymore out of Scumpy. It's more like the the 25 kills, 14 deaths with a lot of hill time, just putting up really nice numbers.
It's things overall. You see here from Scump, like you just can't outgun the guy. When it comes to like a one-on-one engagement, Scump probably wins, 85% of the gunfights he gets in. As now eLevate, they're going to start to contest for some time here on this middle hard point.
And Nagafen going with the Man of War here early, going to be on a 5 streak. And something I've been watching Formal streams a lot because, quite frankly, he is streaming all hours of the day and night. And I've been watching him use the Man of War lately, and he is killing so fast now. You see the Facento running the Man of War as well. What I like about the Man of War is you can be a little bit more aggressive running around the map. You're able to contend. I don't want to say contend with the SMGs up close.
Better shot with that than the M8, at least, up close. Right,
now I think it's definitely more viable up close than it was in the past, and he is only 50 off of the Cerberus. Be a huge start for eLevate if he's able to get that. He's going to fire some shots down. He's going to get the Cerberus. Nagafen is starting off 9-2. If you remember the first time these teams met up, he went huge. Just that play on Redwood S&D in that Game 5 where he comes under the wall run, able to pick up 3, and Siakwa is able to pick up 2 there in the hard point. And it's going to be OpTic still in the lead. Obviously, eLevate taking control of Mansion. Looks like they should be able to at least tie this one up, take a lead. But fantastic start by Nagafen. If he can keep this up, obviously you think they win this game. And it's going to be how he kind of progresses through the rest of the game I'm going to watch.
Oh, good use of the HCXD from Scumpy and a distraction into the hardplane. But everybody else from OpTic Gaming, they get cleaned up. As we switch over to Nagafen, when do you expect him to start to call these streaks in? Does he save them for a later stage?
Oh, I think you wait. Yeah, you try so early.
Okay.
I think you got to wait, right? I mean, you don't know if you're going to potentially earn those again throughout the game. The game is still very close. I think you potentially wait it to where it's a really, high-impact position where, there's a lot riding on, a hill or a certain rotation. You're able to use those. Krim actually getting off to a really rough start. I think let's jump on with him for a little bit once we're off here with Karma. But 3-10 for Krim. Something you don't see often. Karma picking up 2 in the hill. He's currently on a 3 streak. He's got his heat wave. You see the server is actually coming in. Karma's just going to stand there, put some shots down on it. Not going to be able to take it out with the Man of War. You're going to need some EMPs to get that one near. See Karma fly into the hill. Gonna pop his heat wave. It's going to be Scumpy picking up kills behind him. Fantastic play by Karma, and I think he is...
he's able to stay alive for so long right there.
I don't want to say he's improved since Advanced Warfare, because he was a very good player before that, but this is definitely the best we've seen him play in a very long time.
And I think the reason that we're seeing him play so well is he could roam again. He could push out lanes. He could really do what he wants. And, Karma's a player where you're just like, okay, Karma, you do what you want. Just make sure you communicate. Let us know what's happening. And Karma will find success, really, and however he decides to play on the map. You saw it in Black Ops 2 so many times. He was easily one of the best roaming SMGs throughout the entirety of that game. But great anchoring done by Facento so far in this game, just trying to stay alive all the way in the back while his teammates, unfortunately, they spawn out. But they still control the hard point as they take the lead here in Stronghold.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think the speed of Advanced Warfare really kind of took away what was special about Karma's game, where he can kind of like roam around, get lost. The player almost like the Apathy in a way too kind of got, he had a good Advanced Warfare, but he got kind of hurt a little bit too, because Apathy's a player who, you're in the hard point, you think you have everybody dead, he flies out of nowhere, gets a 2-piece, and that's the kind of player that Karma's going to be. You see Formal, though, on your screen right now doing work with the M8. He's going to push out of the hill, try and go over towards Snow Cunts with the L-car to pick up more.
Late rotation.
Yeah, it's a huge rotation for OpTic. They're going to need to win this one. They should be able to take a lead here, but it does not matter. Look at the setup on the mini-map for eLevate. Krim with a big kill, though, on Nagafen. Should force the other players to rotate into bunker. And now if you're OpTic, you can just kind of flood one side. It would be nice if you had that Purifier, though.
Yeah, so they're going to lead in with the HCXD. And what I like from OpTic Gaming is they wait till everybody's in position before they push in. And they have the HC to lead. It's going to be the site from Facento as well as Formal trying to make their way into the hardpoint. It's going to be Scump not following this up, but Nagafen going big once again as he brings out the Purifier, looking to zone OpTic Gaming out of the hardpoint. Just coming around the corner, finds one. Can he make it 2? He cannot. It's going to be Crimson staying alive, but everybody else from eLevate here to trade the kills as they're looking to hold on and build a lead.
And eLevate's a scary team, too, because obviously we say they have the potential to beat these top teams, but they're a team that gets really fired up. I think the guy that really brings that to this team's Facento. We're on board with him right now. He's able to pick up 1, able to get a 2nd as well as OpTic trying to flood into the hill. But if there is a team that kind of gets pumped up for these main matches, the primary stream, big moments against OpTic Gaming, a team that gets fired up and plays better in that spotlight is definitely a team like eLevate.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you there. I mean, thinking back, I saw some COD Champs gameplay from Advanced Warfare. You put these guys on a big stage, a chance to build a name for themselves, and they're going to do their best to make sure everybody walks away from that match knowing who these guys are.
Without a doubt. These guys, obviously, with TR last year, for Advanced Warfare COD Champs, one of the Cinderella stories was the Cinderella story at that event. They came all the way out of nowhere to finish 2nd, and coming back together. I love the fact that this team is still kind of, they spread out for a little bit, but now coming back together in Black Ops 3, I love the fact that they're playing together again. Scump in the hill, he's going to be able to pick up one. It's going to quickly be traded out. Aqua and Nagafen, yet again, I feel like we keep saying their names over and over when they come to getting in the hill. Even though Vicento leading the lobby in kills to this moment in time, still, I feel like a lot of the kills in and around the hill are coming from Aqua and Nagafen.
I mean, you look at OpTic Gaming and you're like, where's the slang right now? You have Formal, he's the only player positive, but he's forced to kind of push into the hard point. Crim continuing to struggle at 11 and 22, Scump's even, and Karma at 15 and 18. You need somebody to step up for slang. Formal right now, he can't be doing it all by his own because he's kind of going up against Nagafen, who's having a great game. He used his Hellstorm missile, used the Cerberus as well, only the Lightning Strike left. But like you were saying, Vicento, he's going off. He's taking over right now, 26 and 18.
Nah, this is still a game, though, that we see it time and time again with OpTic Gaming. When you just let them kind of hang around, Revan, they somehow just blow the doors off it eventually, and it's going to be OpTic able to take the lead here. Should be able to control Mansion for a little bit longer, and this is one where if you are eLevate, you get that type of start at an Nagafen, you get a great game out of Vicento here early. You got to have a lead to show for it, as you see Formal and Karma picking up kills in and around the hill. They're able to keep this one in control for OpTic Gaming. 17 seconds left on it too. A lot of time you see Formal not able to pick up another one, but still, if you're going to let OpTic Gaming hang around, it's not going to be good. It's one thing that we see teams they struggle with a lot is where they get off to a hot start. OpTic not playing well at the beginning, which they seem to do quite frequently, where they don't play great at the beginning of the games. They start to like heat up as the game goes on, and they don't have a lead to show for it, you know, early. And I think if you are going to be a team that beats OpTic consistently in respawn game modes, when they struggle, you got to take advantage of it. You
know, it goes back to kind of adjusting mid-round or adjusting mid-game, and OpTic Gaming, they're some of the best at doing that. I love the point you bring up because we see it all the time. The longer you let OpTic Gaming stay in the game, the better chance you give them at just flipping the switch, turning things around, and walking away with a win.
I feel like it's so hard to say because we don't see many teams do it. We see teams win close games against them, but it's usually, you know, somebody kind of doesn't play well for OpTic. They make a mistake, and just kind of spirals from there. We never see like a team that gets a big lead early, kind of like hold on to it and really keep like spearheading it. And right now, you see eLevate. I mean, they got off to a good a start as anybody. I mean, they get
streaks in the second hard point.
They get a Cerberus in the second hard point. You know, Vicento's playing really well, and they just haven't been able to show anything for it. You see Scump here going to call on the HCXD. He's going to try and bring it over towards Snow. Kill players on the rotation towards this hill. But it's going to be OpTic Gaming up by 43, and it's going to be eLevate in control of the hill now. So starting to make some noise here is eLevate, picking up some kills in the kill feed. They're trading effectively. What do they got to do, you know, Revan, to really come back?
Pick the pace back up. Nagafen, he's really starting to slow down along with Vicento. You know, maybe like a minute ago, these guys, they were super positive. They were picking up kills all around the map, but now the entire team really starting to slow down. So they need to pick the pace back up.
For me, it's got to be Bunker. I mean, they're going to have to be able to hold this hill. Obviously, 27 seconds left on it now. Don't want to start rotating this early. But, I mean, you got to start, off spawn, you got to start thinking about going over towards Bunker, and that's exactly what Vicento's going to do. And OpTic Gaming, they're going to completely just kind of commit to this Bunker rotation.
Yeah, they know the situation they're in.
Right. All they know is they win this Bunker hill, it's over.
And Crimsix, he's getting closer and closer to that Purifier. We've seen the type of damage that weapon can do on this upcoming hardpoint. If he finds one more kill, he's going to get it as he spots one player top Mansion. Can he close it out? Yes, he can, as he earns a Purifier. Expect him to just run back inside the bunker, meet up with his teammates, and he's going to deploy right here.
He actually leaves that back statue. There's one arrow, green one, at the top of your screen. That player is actually going to be flanking all the way through the backhand side. That's going to be Nagafen.
Yeah, but OpTic, they're spawning right there. Now they're
spawning right on top of it, and Crim's just going to be able to push out, take players out with the Purifier, and this is not the rotation you wanted if you are eLevate. You pretty much gave this one to OpTic Gaming. Barring a miracle, OpTic should be able to hold on to Bunker. You're going to see Scump pop his kinetic.
Just going to be sure.
Yep. Jump up, finish some shots off. Okay, so now you're going to see the Purifier come in from Nagafen. He's actually taken out very quickly, but it opens the hill up for eLevate.
This
only 20 seconds left on it. Yeah, he's going to have to pop it here. It's going to be Remy able to pick up 2 with the Heat Wave, not able to take out that last player. Crimsix diving in the hill with some teammates. Going to be Formal following it up. Formal and Karma flying in the hill with Crim, able to take control of it here towards the end, and OpTic Gaming starting to run away with this one.
I mean, you got Formal starting to heat up, right? He's almost at 40 kills, and like you were saying, coming down to that final bunker hardpoint, OpTic Gaming now only 15 points away from closing out map 1 here. Karma finds the last remaining player for eLevate inside the hardpoint. They clean it up, and now they're getting closer and closer to closing this map out.
It's so difficult. I mean, we talk about, how do you beat this team in respawn
you have to play well the entire map.
Hardpoint. Yeah, you got to bring it the entire map. See Facento with the Scythe and the kill feed. Nagafen and Remy picking up kills as well. Scum in the hill by himself. Going to use the AC. Somehow picks up a first. Somehow still alive. And Nagafen's going to finally jump up and challenge him. A little bit late. And see Formal, though, just picking up players middle of map with the M8. He is so strong.
Puts the Man of War away. Takes out the M8.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. OpTic Gaming takes map number 1. 250, 196 here against eLevate. eLevate got off to a really strong start, just couldn't keep it up, and then OpTic Gaming eventually just turns on the jets and pulls away.
Like we were saying, man, you let OpTic Gaming hang around and they find a way to come back into the game, walk away with a win. Exactly what happened there, but Formal, he steps up at the end, he puts away the Man of War, takes out the M8, starts picking up a whole bunch of kills around the map. A really good use by the specialists as well on that last bunker. Hardpoint, Crim going huge.
And, Formal finishes with 40 kills. Take a look at the scoreboard. But, since his kind of coming over to Call of Duty, has there been a better Slayer? Just pure Slayer?
No.
I don't think so. It's kind of crazy to think about it.
Back in Ghosts, I was like, this guy, he's going to make a run as a top player. At one point, I put him at #1 on my list. The one thing I felt was holding Formal
towards
back,
the end of Ghosts, I think he was the best. He was, well...
Definitely
the last,
in talks.
The last 2 months he was in talks as the best player in Ghosts, yeah.
And the one thing that I thought has really held Formal back, in previous Call of Duties, was his search and destroy gameplay.
Yep.
But as of late, man, especially in S&D, he's been just killing it.
Yeah, well, it's scary. Once this guy kind of got a feel for that game mode, you felt like he was going to turn into a complete player. We've definitely seen that lately. Nagafen with a fantastic game, 41 and 34, minute and 40 in the hill, 9 defends. Saw Facento with some nice plays as well. Everybody on eLevate really kind of, came to play. I mean, Aqua, he finishes -2, but for an aggressive SMG player, you kind of expected that. And, Scump goes even. If you'll take that.
Yeah.
Right? They just, Karma goes even 32 and 32. It was just,
it was a pretty even game.
Yeah, it was a pretty even game all around, to be quite honest. Nobody really, Formal and Nagafen, they kind of almost put up identical stat lines.
I think where it comes down to me is the amount of defends OpTic Gaming have over their opponent. I mean, you got Karma and Formal both with 13 defends. So that just tells me, you're talking about high impact kills in the game, kills inside the hard point. That's where OpTic Gaming were able to solidify their lead and close out the game. It's just by going big when you're inside the hard point, picking up those huge kills.
I tell you what, though, you don't get outslayed that badly. You need to win that game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I thought that, maybe they were going to kind of use those streaks early on from Nagafen to kind of snowball away with the game. I mean, you had such an explosive start. At a point, they were up by, 30, 40 points. You had Facento, he was anchoring like a boss. Nagafen was getting it done with the raw slang. You had Remy and Aqua just kind of hanging back, picking up time with kind of Nagafen kind of roaming in and out. Unfortunately, they just can't keep it going towards the later stages of the game. And once again, it comes back to how we were talking. You let OpTic Gaming hang around, it's going to come back and bite. You got to find a way to close it out early against them.
Oh, without a doubt. And second map, obviously, it's going to be S&D on Hunted. Don't know if I've actually ever seen OpTic Gaming play this one.
I think I've seen them play a little bit.
Too much.
I think kind of all the casters are in agreement that this is probably the least practiced search and destroy game, just because when you play UMG tournaments and other various online tournaments, this map doesn't come into rotation all too often.
Even online, I watch a lot of these players play, and I don't see them really practice this one that much. But I feel like if there's a team that's prepared with some oddball strategies, weird strategies, it's definitely going to be eLevate.
Yeah,
I feel like that is one team that definitely is going to come up with some interesting things. I think Aqua definitely could be a player with the sniper rifle on this map. Definitely think.
You also got good snipers in Formal and Karma.
Yeah, we don't see them use it as much anymore.
It's a little disappointing because they used to make some sick plays. I'm thinking back to Raid Search and Destroy Karma, just going up on that banister and Raid.
Karma was one of the best snipers.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to feel when he was at AG, we really didn't have a lot of plays with the sniper, the strats that we used a lot.
I mean, with the team you have, you didn't really need a sniper rifle to open things up.
You didn't really need a sniper to open things up. But a lot of the stuff we did really didn't. He would snipe sometimes as a change of pace, but it wasn't anything consistent. He went to phase at the end of Ghost. He ran the sniper there some.
Is that maybe something
warfare,
that something like Ake's called maybe? Because even on Envy now, there's really no kind of big sniper player there.
It's just kind of. just what felt natural, to be honest. And then, you know, Karma goes over to OpTic in Advanced Warfare, and he already had Formal, so he's not going to snipe over Formal. Although I believe MLG Worlds, they made the decision to switch the two, because Karma, he feels very comfortable with the sniper in his hands in S&D. I'd love to see him go back to it. You know, he's been putting up good numbers in Search and Destroy, but it'd be good to see him kind of get back to something that feels more natural to him.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. And Formal has just been killing it with the M8 as of late. You know, I'm thinking back to their last match they had against CLG on Hunted. He went like 11-5, had a sick 1v3, just picking up kills all over the map. So I wouldn't be opposed to seeing somebody from OpTic take out a sniper. You know, I think Karma is definitely the guy you go towards. Even though Formal can definitely get the job done, he's just having so much success with the assault rifle right now. Yeah,
it's kind of like you weigh those two things. It's like, okay, like when they're both sniping, you would say, like, I think they're both about even. I think that's kind of fair to say. They're both about even with the sniper rifle. Maybe you grade like Formal a little bit better.
I think like Formal might be a little more flashy.
Formal's flashier, but I feel like Karma, like he gets set up in better positions and like he's more consistent.
It's kind of like Kenny S versus Guardian.
A little bit for those of you watch some CS. But I feel like when you kind of take the sniper rifles out, I feel like Formal with the M8 is like really good still in S&D. Like Karma's still good with the other guns in Search and Destroy. I just feel like if you're going to have one run a sniper rifle, I feel like it makes more sense to run it with Karma.
Yeah,
I feel like
I could definitely see where you're coming from.
You don't lose that much in the sniper, and then Formal's been killing it with the M8. There's really no reason to kind of like throw Formal off his game.
Worst case scenario, if Karma's not having success, you just switch it up with Formal, and
it's the beauty about having a roster like this, right? You know, you're able to. Crim's not a bad sniper either. He got kind of started in team snipers back in the day, but you're gonna have Scump and Nagafen.
What about it works for you?
First votes, yeah, that is a. So you guys haven't seen that. That is a great clip. Go look up Crim6. What about it works for you? He doesn't really know what works for him. You're going to see Scump get rid of the SVG as eLevate protects the thermal. So that is an interesting one. Something of note, actually, I completely kind of escaped my mind there early. Karma gets rid of the Locust. We have seen eLevate use the PO6.
Yeah.
Do we see, I saw them use it on Breach. Is this a map that you think the PO6 can be effective?
I mean, sure. You know, if you're trying to kind of inch your way into that B-bomb side, okay. I guess that answers our question. 3 snipers in the first 4 picks.
You know, sometimes I'm like, you know, maybe we're getting the same bands over and over again, maybe. Like,
and you have eLevate play.
We have eLevate play. I'm excited. You see a PO6 protect out of eLevate. You're going to see.
So, rapid fire, high caliber, concussion.
And
one of those are going to make it through.
You got to think the MR6 has to go, right? Formal's going to get rid of the stun.
Rapid fire or high caliber are going to make it through.
Rapid fire, high caliber, MR6. You got Overclock going to make it through.
All the abilities.
Abilities, high caliber is going to go. So rapid fire, well, can you use?
Yeah.
You can use PO6 rapid.
Yeah.
And then the
Shiva makes it through. Shiva rapid fire.
Rapid. This is going to be a very wild S&D.
This is how you go at OpTic Gaming, man.
You just make it weird, right? Just trying to make it as weird and as unorthodox as possible. See Nagafen going to go with Camo. Vicento going to grab Vision Pulse. See Scump with Kinetic. Heatwave from Karma. Do we see an overdrive from both of these teams?
Yeah. Crim6 is going to go for that. I think maybe somebody like
Aqua
might go for that. Even Remy for sure. He's an aggressive SMG guy. But overdrive is so useful on this map. Like we just saw in the previous series, H2K versus CLG. Use overdrive. Get that easy entrance into the B-bomb site.
So Remy goes Kinetic. You expect Aqua to finish things out with an overdrive and then off.
Heatwave.
Ooh, Heatwave. Okay, so we're not going to see an overdrive.
And a glitch from Formal.
Over on the side of OpTic Gaming.
No camo.
So, no camo on OpTic Gaming, and you got no overdrive.
This shapes up to be an exciting game.
It's going to be a very interesting one. Did not expect this at the start. So, you know, the PO6, obviously, that makes it in. Rapid Fire makes it in. I think we probably see 2 of those from eLevate.
You got to use the Shiva as well with Rapid Fire. Why not?
I think when I saw eLevate use these, it was Nagafen and Aqua both using PO6s. I believe they used, it was like FMJ stock thermal.
Okay.
Which is very odd. I believe you're going to see something like that, but now Rapid Fire makes it in. Does that change their classes a little bit? What do you like about the PO6?
Nothing. I hate it. I hate using the PO6 because that little delay you have, you know, when you're shooting.
Yeah.
It's not like an instant thing. And, you know, something with the Locust and the SVG, that's why I like it. You just shoot it, the bullet comes out. The PO6, there's kind of like that small delay. And I feel like that hurts it a little bit.
You know, it's when you're able to put down a ton of shots, though, it's pretty powerful. True. Obviously, it's like a burst sniper rifle for those of you guys that don't know.
At that point, why not just use the Draken and just spam shots through?
The Dragon, I know Chance was a little bit high on it, but we have another Twitter response to our question we asked at the beginning, whether eLevate is what you expected coming into stage 1, and they have a good slaying team. Their teamwork could be better.
I think I go with the opposite of what he said.
Really?
I think their teamwork's great. I think they work really well with each other, especially in a game mode like Uplink. I think maybe their slaying could be a bit better, especially inside the hard point. That's what we saw in map 1.
I think their teamwork's pretty good, actually. You don't. I will honor that response as that you don't see it in hardpoint, and you didn't see it in that first hardpoint, being that the fact that they hung around in the slaying department. Obviously, not many teams can do that with OpTic Gaming, but they just weren't able to have anything show for it, in the actual score of the game. But I think once you start to see this team play S&D and Uplink especially, you'll start to see the teamwork really starting to come out of eLevate. We're getting right into the game, though. It's going to be a hunted S&D, game number 2, OpTic Gaming up 1-0.
I honestly don't know what to expect on this map.
Who are the players you're looking out for in this one? Obviously, the PO6 involved. I'm looking at
I'm looking at everybody on eLevate.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at one point, I remember casting these guys over on the secondary stream. They had 3 overkill snipers on Infection. So everybody really could pull it out. And then I'm going to be looking at Formal just because I want to see a sick play happen with Glitch. It's been a while since we've seen a very flashy Glitch play.
Yeah, definitely a lot of players who have produced many highlights for the Call of Duty World League thus far.
But has this been like the craziest protects and bans that you've seen?
Without a doubt, this one was definitely the oddest I've ever seen thus far. Pharaoh Rapid.
M8 Elcar.
You go through the guys on OpTic. I'll actually take a look. So it's going to be Nagafen running a...
Well, he put it away, so he didn't see anything.
Yeah, he didn't see anything, so
but
put away
Aqua's
the PS6.
got one, too.
And what does Aqua have on his? Can I actually take
just
a look?
A thermal.
So just a thermal on his. And you're going to see Shiva is pushing up towards that B bomb site. It's going to be Karma picking up one, Scump with another one. They're not going to go get the bomb down. It's going to be Vicento able to get out alive. So big play right there from Vicento here in the opening round.
But with the Shiva, Karma, they line up for him, can't finish the kill. That's the one drop back to the Shiva. Can't really fire too many bullets down at the same time. As Formal coming around the flank, he's going to find both of them. Can't finish the kill, though, as Nagafen. Surely he's got rapid fire on that Kuda because he just deleted Formal.
And what I think is interesting here is you're going to see Formal actually put some shots in at Nagafen. He probably wanted to kill him first, and I think when he jumped to the Formal's right, he actually probably ended up targeting that player jumping out of the water behind.
The auto-aim not working in favor of Formal there.
Nope, definitely not. It's going to be eLevate taking round number 1 there. Nagafen starting off things 2-0. Let's stay on board with him this next round.
Just want to see what are these guys using. So sticking with the PO6 as we switch back over to Nagafen. He's actually going to take out a PO6 himself. Thermal and Sock.
Yep.
I think he might switch as he doesn't see anything over here near mid. He's got one more second. Nope. So he is forced to stick with it.
As soon as you throw that EMP, you're stuck with that class. It's going to be Krim getting first blood. Remy trades that out very fast, though, and Nagafen just scouting through mid-map. Remy just jumps over right over Scump, and he's finally able to find him. That was as odd a play as you will ever see. It's going to be Nagafen. Should be able to get the bomb down over at B. It's going to be Aqua rotating over towards Hut, able to take out Karma. It's going to be Krim, the last alive for OG.
All right, he's got the Shiva in his hand, so he could certainly make this happen. The Shiva, very powerful, especially when you have rapid fire. But he's got to watch out on the flank. It's going to be Aqua, poised to push there. I love the post-plant positioning and exactly where they planted the bomb. You can see it from so many different angles as he turns around. He won't find one, puts on some shots. He's going to go for the challenge, but Aqua there cleans it up with the PO6.
We'll have to get a quick look at this one in the final kill cam, but there's something interesting that it may not even be intended by eLevate, but when you leave some of this stuff in, right, that we usually see gone, stuff like the Shiva, stuff like Rapid Fire, PO6 Protect, OpTic, they'll use the Shiva, they'll use, they're not going to use the PO6, but they'll use Rapid Fire and things like that. Are you better off just playing your standard game that you know how to play and just kind of ignoring the fact that it's in? Because I feel like eLevate has not really used the Shiva. They've been running just kind of like CUDA rapid fire, like regular SMGs with rapid, and then obviously the PO6. Like
I'm thinking back to UMG SC where kind of H2K picked OpTic apart with the Shiva, and I thought OpTic would kind of never play again with that weapon just because it's kind of been like one of the key reasons why they lost at the most recent LAN.
But we haven't seen them make any plays with it. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Like OpTic isn't using the Shiva to their advantage, and like they're still running it just because it's available. Like, would they be better off just running like M8s, rapid fires, guns that we know that they work well with?
I think I'm going to agree with you there. I think they would be better kind of running just M8 rapid fires. Why not? I mean, sure, the Shiva is great, but they're just not too practiced with it, I think is what it comes down to. And they typically don't have good luck playing against it either.
You see the bomb going to be going down at B. It's going to be 3v2, still in favor of OpTic Gaming. It's going to be Remy trying to fight this one from the offensive spawn side. I don't believe he actually saw that player's head. And Scump's going to be able to pick up one. Actually, he does. He's able to pick up a second one. So 2 players quickly taken out by Remy. Could he convert this 3v1? Karma actually, I believe, saw him, and he's just going to run away.
Yeah, and Remy, does he cut mid here, maybe along the wall run? It looks like he's going to challenge Karma, but
I think if you're Remy, you just kind of hold that spot. Oh, fantastic shots put down by Karma there at the end. It's going to put OpTic Gaming on the board. Yeah,
tough to fight against the Shiva like that. And here we can see exactly what is being used on the Shiva. Rapid fire, quick draw, and long barrel, along with the reflex sight. 2 bullets is all it takes for Karma to clean up that kill. As that post-plant positioning so important here in Search and Destroy. You saw it in the previous round for eLevate. You see it here for OpTic Gaming. As it's going to be now 2-1, still in favor of eLevate. Nagafen going back to his trusty PO6.
Now let's see what they elect to do here. Maybe a mid play, going up towards that mid. He's actually going to see 2 players get by, and he's going to EMP check there. He knows that 1 player is playing behind that large object in the middle of the map. Going to be able to get some vision there, and Facento's going to be just playing close here at bridge, seeing if anyone's going to get aggressive on the flank.
He's got to be so careful here because they don't have really any line of sight over near the river, so they could be under B, they could be on the waterfall. A lot of different positions OpTic Gaming could be set up in as Facento. He's actually going to open things up as he takes down Formal. So things looking good at the start here for eLevate.
eLevate really doing a nice job in the search and destroy, but Scump's going to answer it back. So he's going to be able to take out Aqua, and you see he's actually able to connect there with a shot with the PO6, not able to finish that player off. This is where Nagafin gets scary with that MR6, turns into John Wick.
It's almost like a second sniper.
Out. Oh yeah, he is so nasty with that thing. There's so many clips of him.
They got to move.
But they're running out of time. 25 seconds left. Remy's actually going to probably... Is he going to watch water and they're going to go towards B? Actually, no, he has a bomb, so he actually has to go get this one down.
Dangerous position.
I like this spot for Facento.
Yeah.
If you're an eLevate fan, this is a good spot to see him in, as you expect players to cut across the mid-map. And I don't think he should fire at that player. He's just going to call one out. Yep, smart play. He's going to be able to pick up one. Now should be able to go on the hunt. Going to have another player directly in front of him, not able to connect, but they know where both players are now.
Yeah, it's all down to
he's going to get aggressive, and wow, that player is very weak, as you see Facento with the hip fire there, able to take out Scump here at the end. And that Kuda, it's so good at range. It's where it's got an advantage. Oh, there you go. That's one of the funnier final kill cams we'll see, is it has such a range advantage over the VMP that I think on a map like Hunted, especially when you're going to fight a lot of long-range engagements, I think even the Pharaoh with rapid fire, that's probably a better option than the VMP at this point.
I mean, we were talking about where the Kuda might be a little bit weaker to the VMP and it's those close-range engagements, but you got rapid fire here, so that kind of negates that.
You're going to see shots go down with the PO6 mid-map, and it's actually going to be eLevate stacking 3 onto the B bomb site. You see Krim going to fly out, not able to pick one up. Facento with another kill. Facento currently on a 5 streak. Kind of jinxed him right there. 3 dead for eLevate. It's going to be last one alive, Aqua. He's not going to be able to finish that player off. Another hit marker with the PO6. It's going to be OpTic Gaming winning around. Nobody has a Drakon sniper class, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that
have you used it?
I've used it a little bit. Sure, it's not, like a 1-bullet kill, like the SVG or the Locust at times, but you can just lay down some good fire, especially you put rapid fire on it. I got a funny story about the Drakon real quick as we're entering this next map. Chance challenged me to a 1v1 sniper match.
Oh, wow, that must have been really interesting to watch.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to put it down to like 75% health just because, we don't want any hit markers. He didn't really set a limit on what snipers could be used, so I just took out a Drakon, I put rapid fire on it, I put stock, I put extended mags and fast mags on it, and he just had no shot. He actually rage quit.
That's actually something Maven would do. I thought I held you to a little bit of a higher standard, but
I did the same thing to Benson back in the day.
Seems like you're just trying to rig the system to work in your favor the same way that Clint is, but it's going to be Aqua and eLevate on offense, trying to work in over towards A. Facento with another pick, and see you later. That one definitely going to be one of our fails. We'll have to mark that one down, as Aqua, for some reason, just jumps off the waterfall. It's going to make it still a one-man advantage for eLevate, but that is not something you ideally would want to happen.
Yeah, Vicento just lurking in the water, as even though Aqua kind of falls to his death, eLevate will manage to close out the round as they go up 4-2 here. Search and Destroy on Hunted. You see Remy here in the final kill cam as he gets the jump here onto Scump. eLevate, they're looking really good in Search and Destroy, and kind of how we were theory crafting on how you take down OpTic Gaming, you throw something crazy at them. Seems to be working here.
It definitely is, and the PO6 not even making that much of a difference. I don't even know if he's going to kill with it at this point in time, and it's actually the two players who are not running the sniper rifles making the big difference. We saw a kill in like
the very first round.
Yeah, it's Remy and Vicento, the two players not running sniper rifles, really making the difference. Vicento just picking some great routes with the CUDA, you know, obviously using the fact that rapid fires in this one to his advantage, and see OpTic going with a little bit of a slow play here, trying to catch eLevate, you know, being way too over-aggressive, but eLevate plays this one perfect.
I mean, even something like the Shiva rapid fire not having a huge impact on the side of OpTic Gaming. Like, Karma has had a Shiva in his hands. We've seen Crim6 also with a Shiva, and Crim, he still has it out, and he's at 1-6. So like we were saying, should they just stick to their normal weapons and buff it up with rapid fire? It's looking like, you know, maybe that might have been the better case here. And Search and Tries now action starting to go down. Vicento opens things up with first blood yet again for his team. Scump is there to trade the kill, though, so all tied up at 3.
And I don't even hate the fact that he dies in that situation, because he just gains so much information for his team. You see Nagafin picks up another one, but they know exactly where all 3 players at that moment in time were for OpTic Gaming. And look at how hard it is for Crim to hit that shot in the back. Who is that for eLevate? Actually, it was Nagafin all the way in the back, so he's just going to kind of run away. And
OpTic Gaming have to plant.
Yeah, Crim's going to go on the chase. He needs they're trying to pick up this kill and then open up the fact that they potentially could go to B, and he's going to drop. It's going to leave Scump all by himself, dead. And he is as good as dead. There's no way he clutches this. He's going to have to get the bomb down. 3 players chasing down towards him, and he's not going to be able to do anything. It's going to be eLevate going up 5-2 here against OpTic Gaming. So obviously, you know, some interesting things in the Ban and Protect definitely coming into play.
And now that it brings into conversation, what are we going to see next map?
It's true. It's true. I don't know. Uplink obviously can't get as creative as they did in this one.
I don't think we'll see a PO6 Protect there.
I think just if you are eLevate, forcing the fact that there's going to be a CTF is huge. Because OpTic, they've been fairly weak on that game mode. I think you can definitely force it to a game 5.
Man, Remy's going off 10-3. He's got kinetic armor to use, sticking with his M8, not even using rapid fire on it.
And Crim really,
don't need no rapid fire.
Crim really struggled in this one too. It's kind of gone under the radar, but 1-7 at this moment in time. Remy picks up first blood. Him and Vicento have just been crushing during this game. Scump's going to be able to answer it back, bring it back to a 3-on-3 man advantage. And I feel like every time eLevate's gotten first blood, OpTic's been able to bring it back to like even count, and then they just haven't been able to make anything happen the rest of the rounds.
Yeah, with the information that eLevate gained from getting that first blood, they just use it to win out the round after that. Is Aqua trying to trade this kill out here, but it's going to be Crim6 coming alive here. Nagafin's there to trade the kill, but Karma from behind will clean up Nagafin. So OpTic Gaming, they stay alive for at least one more round with a big play coming off the back of Crim6. As we're going to see Karma here in the round-ending kill cam, finishing things off with the Shiva, rapid fire, quick draw, long barrel, and reflex. Still the attachments of choice for Karma here as OpTic Gaming.
And I actually believe Crim burns an overdrive during that as well.
I think so. He was moving pretty quick.
Yeah, we'll take a look. So OpTic has Heat Wave.
How is he going to use Glitch here?
Heat Wave, Glitch, and Kinetic. So they have a lot to work with. On the side of eLevate, you got a Camo, Kinetic,
Vision Pulse.
And Vision Pulse, and they're really close to Heat Wave, yeah.
So really, abilities for both teams. That's going to be formal. Maybe playing bait here with Glitch as Crim6 gets taken out. No Glitch used there. Scump with kinetic armor. He's able to trade both kills out, but coming hot on the flank, it's going to be Vicento. He's got Vision Pulse. He's got the CUDA. It's going to be Nagafin pushing through along the wall as well. Vicento, he's able to find one. Nagafin picks up Scump as eLevate will close it out here in round number 9. Nagafin picks up the defuse. And wow, just take a look at some of the scores from these eLevate guys. Remy, 13-5, 10-5 for Vicento right behind him.
Really strong performances by those two guys on eLevate. It's going to be a map 2 win for them, 6-3. You saw some fantastic teamwork here towards the end. Nagafin coming through Waterfall with active camo. You saw Vision Pulse being used by Vicento. They were going for it all that round. They were able to close it out. Now, we're going to see a game 4 in the series.
Yeah.
It's much more interesting because obviously evac uplink, this is one that you think, you know, Afterburner, if you're OpTic, you got to be thinking about getting rid of that one. You want to get rid of the MR6. You don't want the Shiva to be in. You know, in that pre-match phase, I feel like everything is in favor of eLevate like they hold all the cards in that one, right? Like OpTic, they can go with their standard like stuns and flashes and whatnot, but eLevate's just going to answer back and change things up completely. OpTic needs to figure something out.
And because OpTic Gaming are so predictable with what they're going to kind of ban out, you know, teams are able to look at the footage and they're able to develop a game plan accordingly. They could be like, okay, if this is what OpTic Gaming are going to ban out, we could go ahead. Maybe we have an opportunity to protect something like Shiva. Maybe we have the opportunity to, you know, ban out something like Flak Jacket and maybe protect like a lethal grenade or keep the HCXD in play. There are a lot of different things that eLevate can do here to continue to throw OpTic Gaming off of their game. Yeah,
we'll take a look at the scoreboard here for our game number 2. It was really Vicento and Remy, both those guys playing at a very high level. Remy 13-5, Vicento 10-5. I feel like Remy's a player that doesn't get enough love. Nagafen goes 6-3. We didn't see the PO6 really make that much of an impact.
No.
Not an impact at all, to be quite frank.
I mean, even the Shiva rapid fire, sure, there are some kills here and there, but definitely not as big as I would have expected as we take a look at some of the highlights from the match. I mean, what if Remy just slides over Scumpit in that one play there at the beginning of the highlight reel?
And he's not able to find him. That would have been another fail that we would have seen. But I thought Vicento came up with some big kills. Like, obviously, he has a great game. You know, finishes with 10 kills. But, you know, just the spots that he was picking up the kills and the fashion he was. They were first bloods. They were big kills when, you know, eLevate would get bombed down and they would be coming across.
He wasn't even the player using rapid fire either.
No. And you see this is a huge play right here. And I actually believe for the player from OpTic, I believe it was Karma actually pops his heat wave across on the bomb site. Doesn't matter. Nagafen's able to take him out anyway. So going in eVec uplink, obviously this eLevate team, formerly known as TR last year, at COD Champs, they got second. They were really strong in S&D and uplink. Is this a game mode do you think they can win against OpTic Gaming?
I think this is coming down to maybe like a must-win game from them. It's tough to tell because OpTic Gaming, sure, they've had their struggles and capture the flag, so maybe eLevate can kind of win that and force the game 5. But OpTic, they've been looking really good in uplink as of late. I'm thinking to some of their matches. I mean, I know this is kind of like an amateur team, but going up against Jester, they just completely shut him down. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, I mean, we can jump right into Brand and Protect, actually, but you see the MR6 going to go there from Karma, and Nagafen protects Afterburner. So we talked about that was one potentially OpTic wanted a target. eLevate goes out and protects it, and there's so many teams, I feel like they just are so ban heavy that it's really good to see it protect. And
it's
eLevate
cool
using
to see
protects wisely.
How much of an effect a protect has on a game.
When Remy gets rid of stock, something interesting. Do you see? Obviously, they're going to give OpTic the right to get rid of the flashes, but if you're a team like eLevate, why not try and protect a flash and then right away get rid of perk 3 greed?
Oh. That's definitely something they could do. Normally, we see them just straight up ban tac mask, but they know they don't have to worry about the tacticals because OpTic Gaming, they ban the concussion and the flashbang every single game. It's going to be overclock and rapid fire. Yeah, Shiva once again making it through.
Overdrive makes it as well.
Yeah, that's going to be huge here.
I mean, no overclock, but overdrive still makes it in. So you expect overdrive on both sides. You're going to have camo from Nagafen, heatwave on Karma. Remy going to go with kinetic. So you figure, you know, Vicento and Aqua, one of them runs a Scythe and the other runs overdrive. You're going to have Scythe come out from Formal.
Yeah, so I think overdrive is too good to pass up here.
Oh, without a doubt. I think you need overdrive, especially if it's in uplink. And you're going to see Krim. He's probably kind of going over with Scump what they're going to take. You know, Krim, I think, probably goes overdrive. Scump stays kinetics. He's always kinetic.
Camo.
So you're going to see camo. Interesting. So
I mean, camo's definitely great here in uplink, especially on a map like eVac. You could use it to do we not see overdrive on this map? I mean, maybe it's not as effective on this map as other ones. You're going to see Aqua go for it. So they're not going to have... yeah, OpTic's going to opt to not have a overdrive. All right, so the difference here is going to be
Heatwave versus overdrive.
Definitely an interesting matchup.
We see big plays with Heatwave time and time again.
Yeah.
All game modes, not just Hardpoint, not just CTF or S&D. Every game mode we see, no, Heatwave comes up big for kills, obviously. Overdrive, though, in uplink, you figure the game modes that overdrive is the strongest in is uplink and CTF.
Yeah.
We see it almost banned every time. When it's in, you figure... You need to figure out a way to fit it onto your team.
Yeah.
OpTic doesn't go with any overdrive. Quite odd.
So we'll see if that affects them coming into this uplink, but certainly something that is working against them, I got to say. Now, I might be getting a little too crazy here, but maybe do we see Aqua take out something like an Argus here?
Potentially. You know, overdrive.
It's something he's done in the past.
Argus and just kind of run around like crazy. We have a Twitter response, though, from somebody who I don't know if I can pronounce that Twitter name. It's kind of, yeah, it's a lot of letters. I really don't know how to say it, but it's going to be difficult for them to live up to the hype after AW champs. I completely agree. You get second at champs, you're on the big stage.
I mean, what do you do after
those
that?
guys played the tournament of their lives.
Yeah.
You expect them to come down to earth a little bit.
How do you perform better than second at champs? Really, the only thing you do is get first.
You win.
So it's really tough to live up to that hype. I completely agree there, and something that's tough to overcome.
I think it shows the potential of this team, though, that when they are playing, you know, as good as they possibly can, that they can beat pretty much everybody. That they can hang with everybody.
We've seen in the league as well. I mean, we were talking a bit about them coming into this match. We're like, some nights they look like a top 3 team. Other nights they look like a bottom 4 team. Tonight, they're looking pretty good. And
somehow they can pull out this win against OpTic Gaming. I mean, they go against CLG tomorrow. Now, quite frankly, I was going to say that's probably a win you'd get, but CLG looked quite good tonight. They do have a chance, though. Obviously, they win this match. OpTic Gaming still the heavy, heavy favorite. To put together a 2-0 week, that'd be huge for this team.
I completely agree with you there. And coming out off a win against OpTic Gaming would be huge for eLevate, as they're looking to move up the standings. You know, they're, what is it, like 6th place right now?
Yep.
They're in an okay spot. You know, at least they're safe from relegation from the time being. But moving into Uplink on evac, I said OpTic Gaming, they're looking really good in their Uplink games as of late. But, man, I just have a feeling that this overdrive not getting picked is going to hurt them.
For me, look at Aqua on eLevate, see how that overdrive comes into play, if at all. And then on the side for OpTic Gaming, really want to see Krim get off to a good start. He had a pretty poor S&D. Got off to a slow start in the hard point, picked it up towards the end, but they're going to need good, consistent play from him if they're going to win this one.
And something like overdrive, it's not an ability that takes a long time to earn. Like, you actually earn it pretty darn quick, even without overclock.
And a player like Aqua, who you figure is going to pick up a lot of kills, or a decent amount of kills, you figure he may be able to potentially, even with overclock gone, get it, you know, 2.5 times. Here to see Karma coming out there, though, with a double nade there off the start.
All right.
Nah, it's going to be OpTic in control
what
of
a spawn
the drone.
from Remy. He misses the toss?
Oh.
What?
That is one you got to connect with. I mean,
fortunately,
there's no excuse for that.
No,
it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get points. There's no excuse for that.
Yeah, that was like a pretty easy toss to hit. This is going to give eLevate time to stabilize it and rebound and start to push this drone forward as they pick up 2. OpTic Gaming starting to fall as Remy, he's just buying time. His teammates moving over to help him out. They find kind of the lead player. It's going to be Formal, gets taken down. Aqua opening up the lanes for Remy to continue to wall run here.
And eLevate has some of the best movement in the game. You see he's going to go really low. The player above him not going to be able to take him out. And you see Karma finally able to connect. And Karma actually has to just dive off the map. But look at this. It's caused a little bit of a distraction where Sento's been able to get set
overdrive
up
already
on top AC. And yeah, that's something we kind of talked about.
One-pointer.
When Aqua, he's going to pick up a lot of kills. Should be able to earn this overdrive pretty quickly. Starts out 8-1.
He's got streaks.
9-1. Aqua just ripping it up here, and he's got a lightning, so that should be able to do some damage later in the game. You see a pass there from. What was that? It was it was a pass, and then I think he tried. No, he tried to pass it again. Nice. Remy actually puts it in. They were trying to go for some Harlem Globetrotters NBA hang time type of play there with like a triple alley-oop, and didn't work out, but they're able to put 2 points on the board there regardless.
Right, luckily Remy saving the day right there, but for Sento, he's got a bit of a slow start, but this is where a game of where the teamwork of eLevate can really shine, as it's going to be Crimsix pushing this neutral drone forward. Nobody from eLevate really in a position to stop him just yet. Could go up for the easy 1-point toss as he's making his way in for the dunk, and he's going to get it. So OpTic Gaming, they're going to be able to answer back in fashion. As 3 go down for eLevate, it's going to be up to Nagafen. But he does get some good spawns here from Aqua, but one player coming around the side. It's going to be Karma from behind. Only one more player to get past it, but Aqua managing to stay alive. Might have bought his team enough time to rotate back and set up.
So you figure, you know, OpTic should at least be tied in this game, right? They missed that 1-point throw. Probably should have been 2 points with the way they started. You see Krim using the wall run, just juking Vicento, and Vicento's gotten off to a rough start. 1-9.
But Aqua's 15-4.
How much could they ask this guy to do? I mean, he was the player we highlighted going into this match. He could have earned his
overdrive like 2 more times.
He was the player we highlighted going into this match. We thought he needed to play well. They were going to win it, and obviously playing very good here. No, I think I want to say you're home free here. He's going to use it, but I thought you probably would have gotten that one, at least a 1 point there regardless.
But playing it safe, he's going to pick up the 2. And, you know, at 15 and 5, he really could have earned it maybe like 2 more times, but just not in a position to, you know, kind of pop it a bit earlier. As kills starting to be made from OpTic Gaming. Remy, as he deployed the HCXD, wasn't in a position to help his teammate slay, as Scump just going to reset the armor now, pushing forward with the drone. His teammates have some forward position to work with, but this is another 1-point opportunity for Scump, and he makes sure to sink that one. eLevate, though, maintaining a 2-point lead.
Yeah, and that's such a good 1-point throw. You have so much cover. You don't have to expose yourself that much. And we see so many players, you know, especially in a position like Krim is, right? He's only got 1 teammate in front of him working. He's actually going to pop Camo's. Karma huge. Goes massive and picks up 2 kills. Karma currently on a 6 streak. You want to say he's, you know, majorly responsible for that becoming a 2-point play. He's actually going to use his HC. It's only 150 off of a Lightning. He's actually able to pick up another one, so now only 50 points off. But Karma just unloading on players in the eLevate base, and that's going to result in a bunch of points here for OpTic Gaming. And you know, I was actually talking about, you know, you want to use that 1-point throw when you have only 1 teammate in front of you, because you don't want to give yourself up, you know, that much cover behind that wall when you're able to knock it down. Does not matter when you got to play like Karma going huge in the other team's base. Yeah,
Karma being a direct answer to Aqua, who's currently 17 and 9, but OpTic, it's going to be actually eLevate pushing this drone forward. Nagafen, he's going to be able to get around the corner. Can he put this in for a dunk? There's one player here from OpTic Gaming that can maybe stop this. It's going to be a 1-pointer off of some momentum carried forward there. So Scump, a big stop from him. But now he's going to contest for the neutral drone. Connects with the headshot there onto Vicento. Also has kinetic armor to use if he feels it necessary. But time's starting to wind down. 25 seconds remaining in the first half.
I think you pick up a few kills. You use that kinetic and you get yourself some points here at the end. You're going to see Nagafen try and pick up the drone and throw it for yards. He's going to actually get taken out, and it's going to be 3 dead for eLevate. And you see Vicento trying to come through the middle. He's going to get shut down. This should be at least a 1-point play. Krim's going to wait, going to try and slide across. They're potentially trying to get a 2-pointer out of this. Krim going to try and get a throw off. He's taken out by Nagafen. Big play by eLevate. Hold in the spawn. They're going to be down 1, but fantastic hold there at the end.
Oh, yeah, and you got to give props to Karma, man. He had a nasty spree at the eLevate base over near the helipad. Allowed Crimsix to get that 2-point dunk and kept the rally train going forward. OpTic Gaming with kind of one sweet series of plays. They're able to take the lead going into the half here. As just flipping through these players.
I tell you what, though, is Vicento going to struggle that much in the second half?
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that.
No, yeah, that
is rough.
Not a very good score line, and you expect him not to. I mean, this is a guy who had a
3 down once again off the break.
Yeah, tough. It's a guy who had a tremendous game 1, right? I mean, he has
played 15 seconds and they already scored.
Yeah, he has a great game 2. Really struggling here at the second half start of this uplink game, but it's going to be OpTic able to score there within the first 30 seconds. I believe I heard a scythe on the map. That's probably Formal putting down some shots. He's actually taken out right away. So goes for not. OpTic Gaming still on the offensive, though. It's going to be Krim with camo and drone in his hand. Should be able to get a 2-point play. And if you are eLevate, you got to make the decision now. Do you wrap back to your base, try and clear it out? Do you overextend towards the drone? Because this one could get scary.
And really, I mean, Aqua, maybe he's not been in a position to use overdrive too often, but aside from that 1-2-point play, we haven't seen overdrive too often.
No, it hasn't been that much of a factor. You see, he's going to try and come around the corner and take out the drone carrier. He's going to get meleeed by Scump. Scump's going to throw the drone down. You want to do that sometimes on uplink when you're weak, obviously. There's some new players watching
Some players don't reset it at all. Scump, one of the more consistent at making that
You want to do that so you get full armor back. You're able to bounce the drone right back at yourself, get full armor, and you see Karma with the drone in hand. Yep. That's exactly what he's going to do. Get his full armor back now, try and make a play. He's going to go for this lower wall run and then a 1-point throw. Fantastic route by Karma, able to convert that into a 1-point throw. He's been the man for them, obviously. You know, Formal doing a great job in the slaying department, but Karma's the one who's made big plays for this OpTic team in this uplink.
All right, and Karma is a big kind of time player. Right? I can think of so many different like clutch and huge plays that Karma has made over the past few years, but Aqua now trying to push this drone forward. Looks like gets caught with the heat wave there. He dies. The drone gets reset off the map.
Who's that with the heat wave?
It's going to be Karma.
Yep. The guy just makes big plays. Working with him, he would put himself in situations where I would be like, where is he going? Like, why is he even over there? But it's just those natural in-game instincts that you can't really like teach. He just kind of has. You can speak to it. You teamed with him before. He has these moments where, you know, like big moments in the game. Like, Damon, like, are you going to say anything? Are you going to call out? And the next thing you know, he pops a 2-piece, makes a big play, and then kind of comes back to earth. Just one of the better big-time players we have in Call of Duty. A guy's played in a bunch of big matches. It's interesting, like, pressure gets to some guys, but some guys really play well in those big matches. He's one of them.
And that is the exact reason we went after this guy when I was on Extravagant. You know, Rambo was like, you know what, we're looking for another player. I think I want to go after this Karma guy. Like, sure, he wasn't as developed as he is now, but he still made some huge plays happen even back in the day. Sometimes you just completely take over a game, and it's the same case now.
Well, it's the thing with OpTic Gaming, right, that makes them so strong is that they have 4 guys who can take over a game at any moment. And they have 4 guys who, historically, in big moments, big games, that have performed well. And that's really hard. Obviously, these players are all human. Nerves definitely get to some of them. We see, you know, in the big moments, they don't shine the brightest.
This isn't pretty.
Yeah, this is an OpTic Gaming team that is just putting on a clinic
Scum just killed everybody, including Karma.
Yeah, they're just putting on a clinic right now. And eLevate not close at all here in the second half. And you know, coming into this second half, you thought potentially it could be one pretty close. And you saw a scary game in Europe. I believe it was, what, 30? 39 or 38 to 38 to 1? An
Vitality
game.
Versus Pulse.
Vitality versus Pulse. Pulse just, they're just really struggling. But you're going to see it's going to be Karma putting in another 2-point play. 1:13 to go. It is 24 to 6.
Yeah.
And OpTic keeps,
it's crazy
OpTic keeps picking up kills. And
at one point in this game, eLevate were up, what, like 5-1?
Yep.
Obviously not the case now.
No, you're going to see streaks come in. Who knows what that? Well, I mean, only a minute left. You figure OpTic can only get maybe, you know, 3-4 more points on the board. They only have 1 player over by drone, but who knows with the way they slay out. You're going to see Scump on your screen. He's able to pick up 1. He still has a lightning, so we haven't even kind of seen what he's going to do with that. Yeah, it's going to be a 1-point throw out of Karma. You're going to see Krim pop his camo, picks up 1. Able to get the second, too. Fantastic movement there by Krim. You're going to see a lightning come in. eLevate's got control of the drone.
No longer
in control of the drone. It's going to go off the map. This is the definition of a blowout.
Yeah.
As it's going to be OpTic Gaming beating eLevate 25 to 6.
I mean, going into the half.
Oh man, this is a nasty game.
It was what, 7-5, 7-6 in the half. Not good. And OpTic Gaming, they just blow this one out of the water, man. A 19-point victory here on Uplink. Brutal beatdown for the guys on eLevate. Now it's going to be up to them to rebound on the upcoming CTF on French.
A route we usually don't see a Scythe take. The Scythe in the water there. Formal's able to pick up 1 in your final kill cam, but just tremendous plays by everybody on OpTic Gaming. Really, no, I think it was a miss by Scump at the beginning, and then like some big plays by Karma to make it close. Like that's kind of really the story of the first half. Facento struggling for eLevate as well. I think that's a huge thing. But the second half is all OpTic Gaming. I mean, it could not be any more OpTic Gaming in the second half. Just completely dominated eLevate. So
maybe evac not the best map, or at least evac uplink not the best map to use overdrive on.
No, we didn't see it come into play at all.
Once, and even then it was kind of like, well, he probably would have had that dunk regardless of overdrive or not.
Yeah, it would have been close, but I think he probably would have gotten it. Yeah, we didn't see many. Well, we saw 1 use of overdrive. I don't think anything else was really too effective on it. We'll take a look.
The other time he used it was off spawn. He tried to use it to kind of get behind enemy lines, come behind them. Didn't really work out too well.
Nope.
So OpTic Gaming, I got to say, they had beautiful uses of Heat Wave, of Camo, all their abilities working well. And
what stands out for you the most here?
Well, one, you got Formula at 32 and 19, but I don't really feel like the scoreboard tells the story here for Karma. Karma made some big plays that entire uplink, but yeah, Facento, 10 and 32. That's rough. Yeah, I think you got great score lines out of Formal and Scump. A lot of big plays out of Karma. That's kind of what you look at on the side of OpTic Gaming, and then on the side of eLevate, Aqua gets off to an unreal start. Facento gets off to a start he would likely want to forget. That's an awful throw right there by Scump. Facento's asking, can we replay that map? Yeah, can I get another shot? Facento doesn't want to play that again. He wants to forget that one. But, you know, going into a fringe CTF, I mean, we can talk about it. You have a hot first 2 games out of Facento. You know, you have a really rough game 3. How difficult is it to bounce back? I mean, you know, CTF, it is a bit more of a slower paced game mode, so that's something eLevate, they will have time to kind of slow things down and really talk things through. But after a beatdown like that, man, there's got to be you got to be flustered after that. I mean, I'm sure we've all kind of suffered losses but that one's really, like, wasn't even close, man.
Yeah.
At a point in time, eLevate were up 5-1. They were going into the half only down 1 point. It was like 8 or 7-6 or something like that, and just that OpTic game where they flipped the switch, they turned things around.
It's hard. It's hard. I remember against OpTic at Black Ops 2 Champs, we got killed in the first hard point. I think like I went 22-22 and I was like ecstatic, but like I think the next map I think was a cargo search and destroy.
Yikes.
And like there was no chance. There was no chance. Like I think like there was a while where I don't want to say you ever give up as a player, but there's a point where
it's kind of in the back of your mind. You're like,
it's in the back of your mind. Eventually, there was like one round that comes to mind, and I was in a 1v1 against Scump, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. And it was like a ridiculous challenge, and like looking back, I was like, that was dumb. Like, well,
that's how it
I had him stunned. I had him stunned.
Oh, and you still lost?
Yeah, I was very far away. I stunned him, and I had to run all the way into the back of crates and like chase him down.
God.
Scorpion versus MA, and it didn't end up well for me. But
that just goes to show how some huge losses like that kind of plays on your mentality.
You get frustrated. Yeah. It's frustrating when you have to, especially because the game is not close, and you still have like 3 minutes to sit there and play. So it's very frustrating to do that. Yeah. Obviously, you don't want, nobody wants to sit there and just let the team kind of like run up the score. It's difficult as a player to come back from. Very difficult as a player to come back from.
I completely agree with you there. So now we're moving into Fringe CTF.
Yeah.
We'd seen some crazy things happen earlier in the series when it comes to ban and protects. Anything special you think might come out here?
I think this is one Overdrive could be good.
Yeah.
On.
CTF Overdrive is always good.
Yeah. Maybe a Shiva Protect or something like that out of eLevate. Who knows?
ARs are very good on Fringe.
Yeah, we're going to jump right into the ban and protect phase, though. So we'll figure out if eLevate's going to do anything different to switch up. Maybe banning stock again. We see them do that every game, but you see Formal's going to get rid of Afterburner.
So this is opportunity for a protect from the guys over on eLevate?
Yeah. Like
you're saying maybe they protect the Shiva, maybe they protect like a stun grenade or something else. It's going to be the high caliber ban coming out of Vicento. So far, everything pretty standard so far as the MR6 gets protected from Aqua.
On a map like Fringe, I don't know how much the MR6 makes a difference. Obviously, the MR6 is a favorite of Nagafen, but this is a very long-range map. It is not one where it's like a medium-range trap where, Stronghold, you'll have some engagements.
You never know in the hands of Nagafen, man.
You never know in the hands of Nagafen. Maybe we see him use like a long barrel on an extended mag, but who knows?
Doesn't even use a primary weapon, just runs around with the MR6.
Hey, we saw Fizzorb use a secondary primary a few weeks ago. You're going to see stuns go. Why not protect flashes? Like, what is eLevate
They actually banned the
Shiva?
Shiva.
They banned the Shiva, which is interesting because
that works out for OpTic, I guess.
So now they can get rid of flashbangs.
Overdrive still in, overclock still in.
Yeah, but that kind of plays into exactly what OpTic wanted. They want to get rid of the stuns. They want to get rid of the flashes. They're going to get rid of high caliber. Then you they want to get rid of Afterburner. You get rid of high caliber and rapid. So it doesn't really make much of a difference.
What is Remy going to ban here? He's going to ban kinetic armor. So overdrive makes it through as well as overclock.
So now you figure they just substitute. Like Scump would just run overdrive or
Crim runs overdrive.
Yeah, and then Scump can run camo. We've seen Scump run camo before.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen Scump run overdrive. You're going to see a site in overdrive on the side of eLevate, Vicento, and Aqua. Respectively, you're going to see Nagafen go with camo. So now you're going to see Scump go overdrive. Interesting.
And
Crim's going to go camo. Okay, so those two we usually see like switched. Like Scump will go camo and Crim will go overdrive. But going to change it up this one. You're going to have a heat wave round things out on the side of eLevate. So both teams, same exact in the specialist draft. Ban and protect, I think probably went, well, I can definitely say safely, at least in my opinion, went in favor of OpTic Gaming.
Yeah.
If you're eLevate, you got to really kind of make a difference there. Didn't really do much.
Yeah, I think overclock is going to be pretty much used by everybody here. Maybe use like perk 130 with flak jacket. And especially, you have overdrive as well. I'm remembering back to a Ricky play he had playing against, I think it was actually eLevate. He was able to get like 8 overdrives.
Yeah, I saw Attach in a game against Henvy. He scored like 5 flags with overdrive. Definitely look at Aqua to be a player. But we have some more tweets from you beautiful people out there at home. This one's from Cody CB. He says worse, that they're a top 4 team. They just need consistency.
I think you can say that about really any team.
I think you can say that about these guys. I think these guys can definitely contend for the top 4.
Yeah, I agree. I think really just about every team in the CWL has shown some top-level gameplay that they're like, oh, wow, this could definitely be a contender for top 4. It's just, can they consistently maintain that level?
You erase Game 5s, DT is very good. You get rid of Game 5s,
do we have DT
good.
just play kind of 4-map series?
Yeah, the one team that's really been puzzling for me is TK.
Yeah.
They've been like, I don't get it. And they have 4 very talented players.
The roster lock is coming up. I think it's tomorrow, yeah, after tomorrow's matches, something like that. So I think TK, honestly, like, normally I don't advocate for roster changes, but...
Yeah, they've been running a lot with Jack lately, and they've been playing a lot of S&Ds with Jack.
I mean, that'd be great. I would love to...
Figure out a way to trade.
Yeah, trade Jack for somebody on TK.
Yep. Yeah.
League Ops, can we do that?
Yeah, no, I don't think that would be legal. It's going to be Fringe CTF loading up now, but no, I agree. I think that team's been one that's really been a shocker in a not a good way. I think, though, 4 very talented players that have been playing together for a while, you figure they would have been able to figure it out. But eLevate versus OpTic Gaming, that's the series you're watching. Yeah. We went off on a little bit of a tangent there. It's going to be 2-1 in favor of OpTic Gaming. You know, they win the hard point. eLevate, with some interesting things, wins the search and destroy. Then a complete thrashing of eLevate at the hands of OpTic Gaming and Uplink. Can eLevate force a Game 5? That's really what I'm looking at, Revan. If they are, I think they have a decent chance to win this series. But I said that the last time these teams met up, and OpTic Gaming was able to clutch up in that Game 5 Redwood S&D. I
mean, certainly Overdrive is going to kind of change the way this map and game mode is going to be played. Obviously, it's going to speed things up a little bit. So we'll see if that hurts or helps OpTic Gaming here. I'm going to be watching Aqua off the start of this one, as he's got Overclock as well as Overdrive. And you can already see how fast, like, he's almost a quarter of the way to his Overdrive.
Yeah, you build up on it really quick. I think if you're a player, obviously, at home, if Overclock is left in your game, you need to use it.
Especially in CTF, man.
Especially.
He's more than halfway there. He's picked up 2 kills. Now he's going to get a touch on the flag. There's going to be one more play for him to get past. It's going to be Karma. Does he check this corner?
It's interesting. He's going to play this a little bit slower. It's going to force
in the back.
It's going to force OpTic to play a little bit slow on defense, and it's actually going to be Aqua able to pick up that kill, and then he's got Overdrive. Let's see where he elects to go with it. Is he going to go towards that mid-street? There's a player in tracks
Remy
directly in front of him. Remy picks up that kill. That's a huge one, and this is
a cap.
It's a cap.
Ooh.
And that is why you see you need Overclock. You need to rerun in Overdrive.
Wait. Formal? Tough play to make, but even though he picks up the kill on the Nagafend, the flag does go in, and he's already halfway to another one.
And I mean, he's 175 points off of a Lightning, so make it 50 points off of a Lightning. So fantastic plays by Aqua to start things off, a lot like the Uplink. Starts things off 4-0, has a flag cap early, and that is as fast as you will see a flag cap in CTF. You see Remy pushing into the base. He's got Heat Wave. See how he elects to use it. A player pushing Aqua around the corner, and that's a huge kill by Scump. Stopped him from getting his streaks, and obviously now forces a 1v1 between Scump and Remy. It's actually Remy using Heat Wave. He's able to take Scump out. Fantastic play, but it's going to be
He's going for the return. He's going for the return play. Challenges with the RK5, picks up the kill, and gets the return on the flag. Another big play from Karma, as things might slow down a little bit here. Aqua still with Overdrive to use. Does Scumpy have one of his own? Yes, he does.
And it's so difficult, you know, when you have a player like Karma that's just kind of roaming around the map for eLevate to kind of keep track of him.
Yeah, it's so tough to keep track of Karma. I agree.
No, in CTF, obviously, you want to count players coming off of spawns, whatnot. And the real thing is you don't want anybody to get lost on the map. When we say get lost on the map is where you call out 3 or 4 dead, but you don't realize that you've killed like the same 3 people over and over again. There's one player who's been out lingering for an extended period of time. Karma, one of the best players at kind of quote-unquote getting lost and just kind of figuring a way to weasel his way around the map.
Oh, that camo gets popped by Nagafin. You saw Scump. His Overdrive just gets burned as he goes for the flagpole. It's going to be eLevate. They're going to go up 2-0 very early on.
This is the game mode that OpTic struggled the most on by far. I mean, you look at I think when we did our mid-season awards, the only reason like I think Formal wasn't like really kind of looked at as like either the MVP or like Slayer, because his KD in this game mode like significantly drops off as compared to others.
Yeah, that is the exact reason. And you talk about how do you rebound from a crushing defeat in this previous uplink game. Well, you do something like this as eLevate. They're in commanding position. And you talk about tracking players. Vicento has been alive for quite some time. They know he's around this area. He's going to use a scythe here, but it's going to be Karma as he gets around the corner, puts in the flag. OpTic Gaming now bring it to within 1.
And if they can keep this going into the second half, you figure that's a pretty good start for them. Now, obviously, this is one that eLevate looked like they were going to be in complete control. I mean, you go 2-0 in CTF, you expect yourself to be able to kind of close that out. It's so hard to get flag caps in CTF. Now, for eLevate to give up one right there to OpTic, and they burned a scythe in the process. It's a huge flag cap by OpTic.
HCXD to clear this play out of top. Barn will connect there onto Nagafen. Does Scumpy have overdrive? He does not, but he's pretty darn close to getting it 3/4 of the way there as he's going to find one player near back. Barn just trying to maintain this forward position, and it's buying time for this man, Crimsix, to come behind enemy lines. Can definitely make a play happen if he peeks up. It looks like he just wants to be sneaky as Formal trying to make plays happen. He finds Aqua. Crimsix finds one near the flag, takes down Nagafen as it's going to be 2 down for the time being for eLevate. He's got one player to get past mid-street. Crimsix does spot him, can't win that gunfight against Vicento. The flag gets returned as eLevate maintain control of their base.
Huge kill right there by Vicento. I mean, Crim's able to win that one. You see there's Formal set up top Grandma. I believe you have Scump set up over in Z. There's a potential opportunity for them to run that flag all the way down mid-street, and the flag's going to be pulled by Scump again. So OpTic's going to get another good flag pull. You see 3 dead in favor of OpTic Gaming. This one should be an easy cap.
Crazy CTF game. I mean, eLevate, they go up 2-0, and then they just let the lead slip. Especially Aqua. I mean, I think he was able to earn the light with... Actually, I don't know. No, Scump did stop him just short.
Yeah, Scump stopped him short of that lightning strike. So, you know, the fact that Aqua not able to earn that streak, that is definitely huge. Potentially could have stopped at least one of these flags going through. Nah. Going into the second half, all tied up. We'll have to take a look and see if anyone has streaks from either of these teams. I don't believe anybody does. Obviously, you know, specialist abilities and weapons are able to earn at a very fast rate. I don't think that either you don't have them. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yep. All right, so Overdrive, they're having a huge impact on this game. You saw Aqua making big plays early on for eLevate, but OpTic Gaming, they find a way to answer back as they have 2 flags in a row to tie it up moving into the half.
Yeah, no. We'll see if eLevate can actually just make a little bit of a comeback. They seem to, I don't want to say have lost composure, but obviously
they just slowed down.
You can definitely see that, you know, eLevate has taken complete control of this one.
Does Formal take out a scythe here at the beginning? Yep, he does.
Let's see how he elects to use this. He's going to push over towards tracks. Has one player playing all the way at the end. Not going to come out and challenge. Very slow start here at the beginning of the CTF. You're going to see Vicento picking up that first kill. Formal's going to be forced to rotate. Out, going to try and get eyes on that mid-street. He's going to be able to get 1. Sees 2 more players in his line of sight. Able to pick up 1, picks up a 3rd. 3 kills with the sight there by Formal. Currently on a 4 streak. Big kills there at the beginning.
Yeah, I think he spots this player as well. It's going to be Scump coming up running, but no more sight available for Formal. But he gets it done with the L-card. 6 shots as he takes on Vicento. As now OpTic Gaming, they're pouncing on the eLevate base. Aqua, the last one left alive to defend as smoke grenades now starting to come out. The flag gets pulled by Karma. He's trying to get away with it. Scump's at base. It's going to be Formal here as well as Crimsix to keep it going. Now just Scump. As eLevate, they make some big defensive kills happen. They get the flag returned to base, as now it will slow down once again as both teams fight for middle map control.
Yeah, and you would have liked to have Scump over near the eLevate base. Obviously, the fact that he has overdrive, definitely want him more around the objective than any other player on the OpTic Gaming team. Here's the Aqua and Vicento pick up 1 in the kill feed. Aqua not able to win that gunfight versus Crimsix. You're going to see 3 kills go in favor of OpTic Gaming. Nagafen pushing down tracks. He's going to have to stop and try and back up, potentially win a gunfight over here in small room. And you're going to see all 4 members of OpTic Gaming pushing up the map. The kills all going in their favor. Formal flying at Aqua, not able to win that gunfight. This is huge. Scump's going to grab the flag with overdrive, going to try and get over Peaches, not able to do so. Remy with 2 big kills, able to stop that flag run.
So that's going to be an overdrive burned while Aqua still has his available. Let's see if eLevate can capitalize on this situation and kind of get a flag going their way as Aqua pushes towards top barn. He does find the kill. 2 down, make it 3 down for OpTic Gaming. This is exactly what eLevate needs to come back into this game. As Crimsix on the other side of the map, he goes unaccounted for. He's able to pull a flag out with camo.
Yeah, and he's going to camo versus camo fight. He actually spots
dead. That's a cap.
Nagafen, and this should be a cap as you're going to see all 4 go down for eLevate. Crim with a big play on the overextension, pulls a flag out, able to bring it all the way back to the base. Going to put OpTic Gaming up by 1.
Okay, but Aqua did not use his overdrive in that series of plays, so this is still something eLevate have kind of in their back pocket. As Facento, he's going to deploy his Scythe. Let's see what he can get done with this.
He's going to need to go just as big as Formal did with that Scythe. As you remember, Formal was able to pick up 3 with it. Facento going to just try and protect his teammate. Nagafen running that flag over by Trax, and Formal here in a position to try and watch the cross. He's going to be able to get one, gets a second one. Formal not able to finish off that third player. It's going to be Facento with the flag in hand now. He is going to get heat waved by Karma.
And Remy's
should be
so
a return.
Far away. Krim, as he gets around the corner, he's getting shot from behind. It's going to be Nagafen laying down some covering fire. Formal's going to back up, finds one. That's going to be Aqua on the overextension using his overdrive, but he gets cleaned up at base. It's looking very good here for OpTic Gaming. Might even pop his camo just to be safe, but he doesn't need to. He goes ahead, puts the flag in. OpTic Gaming now the ones up by 2 flags.
Yeah, no reason to pop the camo there. You definitely want to save that, and potentially, you know, if you have to go on the overextension, some things get crazy. You're going to see Nagafen push in, going to win a gunfight with Heat Wave. You're going to see Formal still doing nice things in the kill feed. Formal 20 and 19. We talked about his struggles in CTF. Has not struggled in this one. You see Scump just put a stop to an eLevate push, just single-handedly somehow gets out alive as well. Gonna have to use the HCXD. There's one player playing all the way at the end of tracks. He's able to take him out. 1:13 to go. Revin, this one would be very difficult for OpTic Gaming to blow this lead.
I mean, we talk about Nagafen as MR6, really a non-factor here on CTF. He's 8 and 17. He will get a touch on this flag, but it kind of feels like when you have a player with overdrive, you want him to kind of dedicate his focus over towards the flag, but it seems like Nagafen has been going for a lot of flag pulls this game. Maybe something that's hurting on him. Maybe he's just kind of, he has that tunnel vision on just getting that flag out, and instead of letting Aqua do the dirty work with his overdrive.
Yeah, sometimes players just tend to focus a little bit too much on the objective. You're going to see Karma with a heat wave, not able to win the gunfight versus Nagafen, but definitely might have been an issue here for eLevate. You're going to see
Aqua leaves the game.
Aqua leave the game. He definitely has to be frustrated with how things are going for eLevate, and you're going to see OpTic Gaming win this series 3-1. Revin, anything shock you here in the CTF? I think, you know, eLevate getting off that hot start, not able to keep it going.
They just let it slip right through their fingers.
It's definitely a tough one. You see, you know, Nagafen, I don't know what Aqua's score was, but Nagafen currently, you know, 10 and 19. Facento bounces back, has a decent game at 19 and 19, finishes about even. I think Aqua was playing quite well. He played quite well the entire series. Now you're going to see Facento leave as well. I imagine the guys on eLevate quite frustrated at this moment in time.
I'm frustrated for them.
It's one where, you know, back-to-back games, we talked about how frustrating, you know, going from that uplink where they were just getting spawn trapped, Scumps on like a 12 kill streak in the other team's base, and then you know, going into the CTF, you know, you get a 2-0 lead, and then it all just kind of falls apart.
They're able to cap 4 straight. I mean, just big plays after big plays.
Anything happen.
OpTic Gaming, nothing goes in the way of eLevate, but OpTic Gaming, they close it out 3-1. Really impressive stuff from them. I definitely thought, you know, going into that second half of the uplink, I thought it was still looking like a winnable game for eLevate. I mean, still in that uplink, they were up 5-1 at one point, then all of a sudden it turns into a 25-9 game or a 25-7 game.
Yeah, just was not pretty whatsoever. You know, really good first 2 maps from eLevate, then just the wheels fall off the wagon there. Take a look at some of the highlights, and it was really Aqua at the beginning for eLevate, making big plays over and over.
Yeah, he starts off on a 4 spree. He gets his overdrive very early on, gets the flag in, but Scump goes huge a little bit after this to kind of shut down the streaks being earned from Aqua, and that's certainly something that could have aided eLevate later on this game. You got Karma making more big plays with his heat wave as well. It's going big with the flag cap. When it comes to chaining kills together, you know, OpTic Gaming, they do it so well in CTF where it's very important. You see, you know, some big defensive kills from time to time on the guys in eLevate, but big defensive kills, they weren't able to translate it into offensive pushes.
No, and Formal went big time and time again on the defensive side of things. He was able to just pick up kills. And then obviously starting off the second half with that Scythe, was able to really just open up the map.
3 kills.
Yeah, for OpTic Gaming. And it's going to be an OpTic Gaming 3-1 victory here against eLevate in our second match of the night. Guys, going to go to a quick 10-minute break. Let us grab something to eat. I need some water, man. I'm dying. Maven's got me sick. We'll jump right into our third match of the night. It's going to be Luminosity going up against FaZe. Stay tuned.